same day, I was like, yo, a fair girl, you want to be my girl? And then I cuffed that, and you know, again, that's why my daughter's name is Karma, because again, I didn't want to have my daughter. Am I glad that she's here now? I'm not glad that all my kids are here now. I didn't want to have my third born, Quest. I don't want to have Nova, but all of them are here, and I love them all with so much fucking emphasis, right? But full disclosure, like, I didn't want Karma, and Karma's name is because of everything that my wife put me through. And I think it's suitable. And her name is fire anyways, man. Her name is Karma with a K. Welcome back for the first time. Thank you for showing up to our podcast. This is the Full Disclosure Podcast. Again, welcome back for the first time. My name is Kevin Arguello, a.k.a. I Need Clout on Instagram and
my name is the Mrs. Arguello. You can find me on Instagram. You don't have to.
Well, how it started. So I worked at a local indoor laser tag paintball place in Flushing, Queens, in Queens. So I worked there for like a good time. My nephew got me a job there. He actually became the general manager over there.
Oh my God, isn't it crazy? Your sister got me the job at 2020, and then your nephew got you the job at IES.
That is hilarious, actually. So he hits me up. He's like, "Yo, come work with me." I'm like, "Nah, bro. Like, I don't want to work. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Like, I'm from Flushing, Queens. I wasn't trap god or nothing like that, but I was making money trapping and shit. You feel me? So he's like, "Yo, come through," and I'm just like, "Nah." So then one day I end up fucking up a re-up one time, and so I'm like, "Yo, bro, like, I need money." He's like, "Come through, come work over here." So I go over there. And it's basically, it's a indoor paintball place.
So wait, you worked there twice, right? Like, you worked there and then you left it and then you went back? Because I remember when I was pregnant with Karma, you didn't have a job, so you went back to work there.
Yeah, I got fired one time because I don't remember why I got fired. And then I came back, and that's when I became a manager over there.
Because of me.
So I get there, and he's like, "Yo, come through, I got you." So I go over there, and I was a referee. Yeah. Sorry. I do my thing. My voice is really loud. I'm able to articulate and shit. I understand. I'm really good at. I'm a kinesthetic. I'm a really kinesthetic learner. You know what I mean? So, like, once I understood the industry.
So this was like the end. So this was probably like January-ish, right?
Once I understood the industry, I ended up kind of Hunger Gaming niggas, and like, if I knew like a manager, he was good, I would end up getting him fired and shit. Like, yo, I would tell like, the bosses and shit, like, yo, he sucks, he talks to kids, really reckless, and so I'll get them fired and shit so I can move up. And I did that accurately a few times, and then it ended up me becoming a manager. So when I became a manager, obviously, when you become a manager of anything, you have to train a lot of the new people that come in. So, a lot of times, all the new bitches that would come into that job, I would get first dibs on them. And if I wanted to smash, I could. Not that I could. I'm not saying that I would take it. Just like, these girls would be, like, excited. Like, yeah, I'm fucking with a manager. You feel me? Like, that's just a big deal. They probably getting paid waitress money, and I'm getting paid, like, entry level money.
40K, yeah.
You feel me? So it's a big deal for them. And, I think I'm a little bit swaggy and shit. You feel me? I mean, my wife thinks I'm ugly because she fucks uglier niggas than me.
Oh, stop it, please.
It's all good, though. You feel me? To each his own.
Stop.
You dig? But nevertheless, so she ends up coming by. And I do remember when I did meet her. I do remember. It's a pretty remarkable story from me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, my God.
She comes in and, she's her face is pretty friendly, and then she's very chest healthy, and that's all that I'm digging. You feel me? So I'm like, "Hey, hello," and I end up holding her hand a little bit longer than I was supposed to on the initial meet, and then she's about to leave, and then she comes back, and she's like, "Yo, what day did you work? This and the third?" And I'm kind of like disregarding her a little bit because that was my game back then. Fellas, check this out. My game back then was like, everybody's trying to holler at her, bro. Everybody's on her because she's not an ugly girl. Everybody's trying. I tried to get bitches to look better than my wife. Unlike my wife, she tried to get niggas that are uglier than me, which she was really good at. But So like everybody's trying to talk to her, and I'm just like disregarding her, bro. Like I'm just like, yeah, I'll get back to you, and I know she's right there, but I'll just dismiss her and disregard her. And then that worked for like a good 2 weeks, and then she finally like kind of just grabbed me by my wrist and was like, hey, like, what days do you work and shit? You know what I mean?
So was you disregarding her part of a plan, or was it?
That's the way. That's how my game was.
Oh, so you would not pay attention to her, so she can then come to you.
To be honest, I couldn't pay attention to her because I had that Puerto Rican chick in there. That's where I met the Puerto Rican chick from too. The Puerto Rican chick used to be at the other laser tag, but she would run a game and she would come. On full disclosure, she would come suck my dick in the back.
Wait, so did she want? Okay, so did you want to get to know this girl?
Which one?
The one you have? Yeah.
Did I? Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was digging her, but I just played my position. You feel me?
Right.
So after like 2-3 weeks, she ended up getting the job. Now she was working in, and everybody's trying to talk to her.
Right.
Everybody on it. You feel me? I'm the only one just like whatever. And then one of the employees I used to work with was like, yo, what's up? We about to chill with this girl this after. We end up getting drunk. Boom, whatever. It happened. Right? It went down.
Wait, you and her went down?
It went down, right? It went down immediately. I think at 10:05 it started. At 10:07 I bust that, right?
With the affair girl.
With the affair girl.
So you had known her like a month? So as soon as she started working there?
It was probably she started working there Monday, Friday I probably hit. And so I had to leave after Puerto Rican chick takes me and we dip. So the girl basically, so I'm in there. So she saw that, and then maybe a couple of days later or whatever, she asked me yo, who's the Puerto Rican chick this time third? So I tell her, that's my girl. You know what I mean? She never asked me about my kids. She never asked. I don't even think she asked me how old I was.
She definitely thought you were younger than you really were.
Absolutely, and I definitely lied to her, 100%. But at the end of the day, what ended up happening is that I ended up starting to give her more time because I ended up I'm not trying to glorify her, but her spirit was really good at the time where I was in my life. I was in a really dark place. I was selling drugs. I was scamming.
So at this point in our relationship, we had Karma was born and Kevin and I were together, quote unquote. I came here to Texas to visit my sister in the plan that I was going to be here for 2 weeks. While I was here, it was beautiful. I loved it. I fell in love with it. And I remember having a conversation with Kevin one day about him being out because he was at IES. He was out all the time, staying out late, whatever was happening.
Did you know?
Did I know what?
What was happening?
What was happening?
That I was being a dog. Do you have any inclination?
Probably. I mean, nothing against you right now, but and it's not nothing you're doing. But sometimes, now, it's wait, is he? You know what I'm saying?
I'm too ugly for that. Bitches don't want to fuck with me.
So I remember being here, and I remember Kevin saying, "Hey." No, I think I told him let's move here. I said something, and he was like, No. Before that happened, I told him, yo, I think we need to go on a break because you're married living a single life.
I do remember that.
And he was like, because I think he was partying somewhere while I'm on vacation. It was mad late. It was 1, 2 in the morning when he should have been home. But I wasn't even home. I was all the way in Texas. So I remember saying that, let's go on a break because you're married wanting to live a single life. And I wasn't feeling that shit. This was January. So he was like, and I think you had already met her at this point. I'm not sure. So, and I remember, okay, so that was that. And then my plan, yeah, so then and then I hit him up one time and I'm like, yeah, mamita. I hit him up one time and I was like, yo, I wanna, he was like, shh. He was like, yo, stay out there and I'll send you money.
I do remember
So
that.
I'm like, okay. So I told my sister and my sister was like, all right. So we started driving around looking at different places.
You told your sister what I told you?
I told my sister that you said that for me to stay out here and you would send me money. And I called my mother-in-law and she said, and I told her what I was thinking, and she said something like this, not verbatim, but she said, Are you crazy? Your husband is here. You better come get your husband.
Damn, my mom fucked it up.
Stop. And I was like, really? She was like, yes. You cannot move there and leave Kevin here because he will never move with you. And I was like, oh,
did you believe her?
Hell yeah. Did I go back to New York?
I don't think I would have ever moved here, babe.
Did I go back to New York? So she was like, don't you leave him.
Did you do Kegel exercises before you came back to New York? Because your pussy was popping when you came back.
I'm talking about.
No, I'm serious.
No, I don't think so.
So what was it?
I don't know. So I had to go back to New York and go get my man. Can't leave him out in the streets like that. You know, what do they say? Let a dog roam and he'll come home or some shit. If I wouldn't have been in New York, there would have been no home for him. So I come back to New York and Kevin took his fucking Xbox out my mom's house.
So what does that mean?
I was about to say, Xbox marks his territory. That's why every time you talk about I'm gonna sell my Xbox, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Literally, wherever his Xbox is his home. So
fellas, take notes.
Wherever.
Fellas.
So when I walked in my mom's house,
matter of fact, fat ladies,
take
notes. My bad. Full disclosure, my bad, fellas.
Wherever his Xbox at is home for him. So when I walked into my mom's house after coming back from Texas, his Xbox wasn't there, and I knew I was in trouble. At this point, I knew I was in trouble, and that was my reaction. Shit, right? But I'm a little bit like, at this point, I'm not as headstrong on it, but I'm still independent. I don't give a fuck. I can live without somebody. I can make money. I know how to make money. I got a degree. I got my life. That's always been that's me, right? So, so Kevin leaves and he tells me he's sleeping in his car. And he's sleeping in the Tribute, which was my car. So he says, I believed you because one day you opened the trunk and all your shit was there. Was it true? Were you sleeping in the car? For a minute. For like a month and a half.
You know what? To be honest, she kind of
held it down because she let you sleep at blah blah blah.
No, she held it down because she noticed the same thing you noticed, and she was like, "What the fuck? I fuck with you. Come through. Like I got you."
Right.
And I was like, "No."
Come through where?
She was like, wherever she was at. She might have been her mom's or her sister's. I don't remember. But she was like, "Yo, just come through. Like you good." And I was like, no, I'm not good, nigga. You're younger than me. You feel me? I'm not good. But yeah.
When I got back, like I said, I'm like, shit, I'm in trouble. I knew he was sleeping in his car because one day I think he came to get Elias or he came to see Elias. I don't know what happened, but basically he was like, yo, that's not yo. All his stuff is in the car, and I'm like, shit.
Who said that?
Me, in my head. I'm like, shit, I see all your stuff in the car. So I don't think I asked him to come to my mom's, but it was kind of like, yo, come, you can sleep here. And he said no, and he would not go to his mom's house. So I knew I was in trouble. Then, right, this is where you can chime in. Then one day, he takes Elias for the night. And I'm like, fuck. So Elias comes back, and he was like, oh, I slept at Daddy's house, and Jazz's mom was there. So I was like, this nigga moved in with her. And I knew she was trouble.
I didn't move in with her yet. I was really in Jazz's crib. It was just she was with me at Jazz's.
Really?
We were I wanted to infiltrate Jazz's residence, but I didn't want to fuck up our rapport because I love you, Jazz, my nigga. You know I love you, my nigga. On some man shit, but I didn't want to fuck it up. But he was with it. He was already like, yo, just move here, my nigga. I got you. But prior to me moving there, Danny had moved there. Danny gave him money. But Danny's more manly than I am. You feel me? I'm not I'm trying to finesse.
Right.
But I wasn't trying to finesse it, Jazz. Just I didn't move in there. I was there for a couple of weeks, and then she was like, "Yo, we gotta get an apartment." So then, yes, did I move in with her? Yeah, you're right. You were right. Your inclinations were absolutely right.
Okay, so then I was asking Elias a million and one questions. What did it look like? Who was there? What happened? Where did you sleep? You didn't move in with her. You were sleeping at Jazz's, and she was staying at Jazz's?
Yeah, we were. I was at Jazz's for no longer than 2 weeks. Maybe no longer than a month. And then she was like, no, I want to be, with you more. And then so we got an apartment at the Northern Boulevard place.
Yeah. So So that happened, and that's when I knew I was in trouble, and that's when my stand started.
So what? All right. So that's
No, you go ahead. You go. Y'all moved in together.
So we moved in together.
So the apartment was in both of y'all names, right?
I want to say it was in her name and her mom's name was a code.
Your name was there too because your name came up it's on your credit report.
You're absolutely right. So it must have been my name too. But the thing was, where we fucked up at is that we were in the neighborhood in Northern Boulevard. I don't know if it was an affluent neighborhood, but it was definitely white. And it was an older lady. She was renting it out. She was old, bro.
So wait, she looked for it or?
Yeah, she looked for it. She looked for it. She found it. She FaceTimed me. I was at work. She was like, "Yo, look." And I'm like, "Yo, this shit look fire."
Was it your idea to move in together?
I'm gonna say it was like 90% my idea, hers 10%. I really wanted a crib. Like that was fire. She was funny. So she ends up finding it. And everything was good, man. Everything was good. But the landlord, the older lady, she's like 80, 90 years old. She, for some reason, didn't like me. And I can tell you why she didn't like me. So I worked at, the paintball place. The paintball place franchised out, and they got a spot in Staten Island. And I used to tell her sometimes when I'd be late with the rent or some shit, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm coming from Staten Island. I'm sorry." I think one time she was like, "Oh yeah, where? I live there." And I think I said the wrong street or some shit. And ever since that day, my affair bitch was like, "Yo, she does not like it." And then we couldn't renew the lease because she didn't like me.
Right. But at that point, you were already leaving though. At that renewing the lease.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, because that's when you got called for the apartment in the Bronx. Yes.
I wasn't, baby, because.
Yes.
We looked for another apartment when we got out. I was gonna move in with James. Remember James? Listen.
You were there you left her. You weren't there for a full year. You were only there for like 9-10 months. And then that's when you were kind of starting to break it off with her. Because remember, you were with her. And then you left her, and then you went back with her. You were looking for another apartment. I remember. You were looking for another apartment after Quest was born. Yes.
I remember me being with James' girl. You remember James?
Yeah.
That nigga James that nigga should be a model, bro. That's just full disclosure, right? You should be a model, nigga. But I was fucking with one of his bitches, or one of his bitches, right?
I remember her. She's like, remember that day we went to that bar and we were up that night and we went to chill. I went to the bathroom in his apartment. You remember, in the basement? She said something. I don't remember. She was like, "You must be new. I haven't seen you." And I was just like, "Yeah." But little do you know.
She was pretty. She was nice. She was cool. She was a good time. I ended up kind of like, we ended up kind of like liking each other and shit. And I don't know why she liked me. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, did I need a sexual enhancement with her? Absolutely not. But she was little and she was really fun, man. She was really fun. I wish we were still in contact. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Full disclosure, I do. She was mad cool, bro. I looked for an apartment with her for a little bit.
With who? With James's girl?
Yeah.
What the hell?
That was my bitch, bro. She was taking money from James, right? Just giving it to us. So, fucking, they ended up fighting.
I think I remember that, huh?
Yeah, so, cause I was like, yo, like, I can't do this with you feel me? And one day we was in my car, just when I had the Honda Accord, the red shit. It was me and her just chilling, and I'm like, we chilled for like 5 hours in the car, and I didn't do nothing. She was with it, and I didn't do nothing. I was like, yo, I can't, my nigga, like, my bad. That's when I knew that I was with this girl. You feel me? That's when I knew, like, yo, I really want to be with this chick. And I was just like, but, in like the 5th hour and shit, I ended up giving up, and, we ended up having sex and shit, whatever the case may be. So, so I stayed with her for like a good, like, maybe like a couple of months. We got an apartment and shit.
With James' girl? When?
Right after the northern place. Because I think me and her were broken up already for like a little bit. And me and James' girl, like I really like James' girl. Her name was
But
Jennifer.
I don't remember the Northern Place. Okay, maybe usually my timeline is not wrong. But I remember you did the Northern Place. I remember you went on vacation one time because I was calling you, your phone was off. And then I called IES and I asked about you and they were like, nah, you're on vacation.
That's fucked up.
And I was like, what? And then
all those IES bitches fuck me, you know that, right?
I don't remember.
Every single one of them.
I called your mom and I'm like, my life is over. I'm gonna die. I can't take this. And she was like, Eleni, they live together. How was going on vacation anyway? So she okay, well I don't remember that. Okay, so then y'all got together and y'all was just living life. Everything was peaches and cream.
Yeah, I mean everything was peaches and cream up until I guess up until maybe like okay, it wasn't peaches and cream. I'm lying. Because she didn't know my age, she didn't know that I had kids, she didn't know that I was a bitch ass nigga, she didn't know I was a scumbag, she didn't know nothing about me. I gave her this facade. And then one day she
fell in love with somebody who wasn't really it?
No, I mean yes and no, because like I lied to her about my age. I lied to her about my.
She didn't really know you.
She knew me. I just lied to her about my age. That's it. That's all it was. I would have lied to her about my kids, but she ended up finding out.
But she didn't. But when y'all move in, no.
She to this day she doesn't know how old I am.
So okay, so you weren't. Wait, you just said you lied to her about your facade or whatever, right? About who you were. So you.
No, my age.
Your age.
Kids.
Being married.
I didn't even tell her I went to college and shit.
I mean, it's full disclosure. She fell in love with somebody who
I mean, it's fine though, but I think she knew who I was because I liked her. Like I really did like her. Like, did you like him?
I grew to like him. Yeah.
No, I didn't grow. So I liked her.
Right. Yeah.
Because like I'm really like even now to this day, baby. Like I'm really sad and cold and numb and shit. She would not let me be sad and cold because her vibe was just she was like mad Colombian, mad buena vida. So like, I mean, did she make? Yes, I'm gonna say she fell in love with somebody that didn't exist. Everything was valid. Everything was good. I think everything was good, man. Like there were no problems on both of our sides. But then she found out that I had kids, so that was a big deal. Then when the way she found out that I had kids with that my wife came to IES with all my damn kids. She comes to IES, I think might have been Eliza's birthday or something.
Oh, I remember. It was a Thursday because we were going to the Brooklyn Museum and it's free on Thursdays. This was when I told her to get the fuck out my car.
That's a fact.
Okay, so I get to IES and of course I knew some shit was happening, right? I knew some shit. So I go to IES to quote unquote pick up the tribute so I don't have to take the train to Brooklyn because I live in Queens. And so just going back a little bit, I knew this girl was trouble. It was like November, December. And I knew she was trouble because she hit Kevin up on his phone and there were mad smiley faces. There was a lot of extra shit. So I already felt that she was trouble. So that day I take the train to Kevin's job. I get off and I see her and she's in the car sitting down texting.
In your car that you paid for?
In my car. She's texting in my car. No, you paid for it. Well, I paid for the car, but you were paying like the putting gas and paying insurance or whatever.
In your car that you paid for?
Yes, my car that I paid for with my income tax from that I claimed your kid on. So I see her and I'm like, get out the car, right? I was cool. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't fight. I'm not about that life. I'm not gonna curse you out. I'm not gonna Quest, you gotta get out, baby. I'm not gonna none of that. Like I'm not about it. No. I don't throw hands. I've never been in a fight in my life. None of it. Pussy. But I don't think I'm scared. I don't think so. They used to say that I would cut off my nose to spite my face. And I never knew what that meant until recently, where it's like, yo, I would give up something. I would give up a really big thing. I would lose the war and win. I would win the battle even though I knew that would make me lose the war. Right? That's really how I was or I think I was. Does that make sense?
Who told you that?
The guy I was in an affair with. Because a lot of times when we got into it, I would
Who got into it?
Me and him.
Uh-huh.
I would stand my ground. Like, I would not let pride. I would stand my ground, even though it was going to create a bigger issue. Right? So I would win the battle knowing I would lose the war.
Okay.
So he would say, you would cut off your nose to spite your face.
That's some bum ass nigga logic.
So, buddy up, that's not me. I am a square.
Nah, I'm not like that. I don't think I'll fuck anybody up, but I think I got the fucking resource. Like, nigga, what's up, though?
That's not me. I'm not a what's up, though. That's not me. But
I
woke up to the car.
I'm a Lyft driver. I do Lyft. And these niggas is unpredictable. And I be like, what y'all want to do now? Like, type shit. You feel me? Like, I done been through it.
That's not me. That's not me. That's not me. But I get up to the car and I see her. She's all, like, there.
Did you think she was pretty?
I think that at this point I was so... Okay. Did I think she was... She's a typical girl. She's a typical girl who's light-skinned, pretty long hair. You know, she's not ugly. She's pretty. When she has makeup on, she looks pretty.
Yeah, that's valid.
You know, I think she's a typical girl. Like, so I see her and I'm like, yo, get out. Mad nonchalant, like, just, yo, get out. And she goes,
that's just bad funny. You just walking. She sees you walking all the way from the corner, walking. And then you just come out of nowhere like,
I open the door.
Oh, you just can you get out?
Get out. She looks. She's like, and I'm like, yo, can you get out the car?
Yeah.
Oh, nah. He told me I could wait here. Okay, but can you get out the car? So she's like, but I know him. So I'm like, yo, get the fuck. I think I went to the back to go put the stroller in or whatever. And I'm like, get the fuck out the car. So she's still, and now I know she's mad. I think she was texting you.
She definitely was.
She was texting you because I saw the emojis on top.
I was scrambling. I was like, oh shit, I'm over here in the refereeing somebody, making sure nobody dies on the court.
So she's over here like mad texting, like her thumbs are on fire. And I go to the back and I'm still nonchalant. Like, yo, I don't know, I'm nonchalant.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out the car. So she gets out and I'm still mad nonchalant. Why are you laughing? I'm still nonchalant. I get my kids, and I see her and I'm like, first of all, I think her body was ugly. She had no shape. I remember her having this like green nice jacket. Her hair was I think her hair she had just got it done with like gel, but it was like tied up or something. And I go inside and I see Christine. And I'm still nonchalant and I'm like, yo, what's up? And she's like, nothing. I'm like, yo, how long they been together? And she looks at me and I'm like, she goes, since like February.
Damn,
because I remember that she invited us to her kid's birthday party.
Ooh.
Christine invited us to her kid's birthday party. We were supposed to go and I remember you told me about it, but she was like, yo, but I ended up not going. I don't know if you went with her. I don't know what happened. But I ended up not going to the party. And that's when she said she remembered. And I was like, all right. So she's on the phone and she's like she wasn't rah. But I could tell she was hot. Like she was heated. You know, and she's on the phone talking to somebody. She comes in. She goes back out. It was like, all right. So then I come to you and we just chilling. I think we're walking around. Elias
so at this time, I don't know nothing about it yet? You don't think?
She had to. She had to told you because she was texting you. When I opened the...
So I played that shit good?
So she's on the passenger side and I'm on the driver's side. And I open the door because it's my fucking car and I need you to get the fuck out. Yeah. So I see her texting you. So you had to have known about it.
So I played it off good?
I just remembered you saying some shit like, yo, the way you are right now, Elaine, I love it. I want you to always be like this. And inside, I want to kill you. So I went about my business. I took my car and I got the fuck out with my car.
Yeah.
So I remember
that. Yeah, she ended up getting out, and then she waited for me at the first laser tag room, and she's just waiting and she's crying, she's upset. I'm just like, yo, don't worry about that. I'm giving her my, the game. I'm just like, you know, I got, you know, my time is with you. She can't get that. You feel me? That's the currency and shit. That's a good one, fellas. Y'all can take that. You're welcome.
I remember that happened.
So I had to have sex with her and get almost get caught there.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Almost lose my job because my penis was a resource at that time.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
I don't know how much a resource you think it was, but it was a damn resource, goddammit.
Whatever. So I remember that, and then I remember there was a time. Okay, so I don't know. That was that. I remember y'all went away on vacation, and I was fucking heartbroken about it.
Did you know where we were at?
No, but I knew. I think you came back on a Friday, and you were off on Saturdays, right?
Correct.
So you picked up Elias either. I think you picked him up that Friday night, and you had a Jamaica keychain. So you did it like this, and I'm like this, or went to Jamaica.
Flex on you.
So I had to, you know, I was like, alright.
Where'd you go?
On vacation when I was.
On the fair.
I didn't go with him, but I went to Puerto Rico. I went to DR. I went to Miami.
You went crazy?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was cool. I didn't have like not with anybody. I didn't go with a guy, and I didn't meet a guy there. So I remember that. I remember us not talking for a while. I remember you just picking up Elias. Elias telling me. I remember you sending. I remember when you said, "Yo, okay, I'm gonna start picking up Karma this weekend," because she was still under 1. So after she turned 1 year old, like in August, you started picking her up also. Because at first you were just taking Elias. I remember.
So I am a good dad, Loki.
I think you've always been a great dad. I don't think you've ever missed that.
So what's my flaw being a parent in your eyes?
Okay, so can I answer this 2 ways?
Please.
I think that I see your flaws now because I've started going in a different way as a parent. Quest, you gotta get out, baby, because you're making too much background noise.
No, I'm not.
She's not saying nothing, not really. If you be quiet, you can stay, okay?
Let me be quiet.
Okay. You can play with her, but you gotta be quiet. Don't hurt her though. Don't hurt her. So I think because I've grown and I've started being a different type of parent, I'm like the things that you do I used to do, but I don't want to do those no more because I feel like they're negative things. So like, and I don't think you do them that much, but definitely I think you're too hard on Elias. I think you're way too hard on him instead of trying to build and have a relationship with him. I think that's your only flaw. Everything else is like, yo, you get mad like everybody gets mad. You yell like everybody yells. You know, you like.
I'm just a basic ass, generic ass nigga.
Oh my god, you're here, babe. You're here, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
Wow.
And you provide.
Thanks, babe. I'm only with you because you have a pussy in a big boy. That's it, baby.
Babe, no, that's not what I meant. What I meant.
Basically what you said.
Okay, I hear it. But what I meant was the fact that you're here present every day. Like you have a say and you care about your kids' education, about what they eat, you defend them. You're here as a whole human and a father and a parent. That says a lot. That's what I mean. I don't mean like, yo, you're just a body here, because you're not. And you know
I'm
that.
just a body.
Stop. You're not. Quest. Stop. Stop. So
then our relationship, well, my affair started to go on the down. Everything was good, I'm telling you. We were good for like a good time. I think we were together for 4 years. And my wife says that she said something else, but we were together for 4 years and
maybe 3, reaching 3.
Everything was good. Everything was good up until she figured out that I had kids. And when I had kids, that's when I thought to myself, I was like, okay, since I got kids now, you know, I gotta see my kids, because that's obvious, right? Because my life basically is the movie Baby Boy with Tyrese and Snoop Dogg and shit. That's my life. Well, at that time, that was my life, not anymore. So now where we're at is everything is good. She finds out I have these kids, and now I'm trying to see my kids more and trying to bring them around more. You know what I mean? If she never found out, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would have never brought my kids around. It would have just been what it was. But it wasn't that. So I tried to bring my kids around more, and she was with it. But now, like, I guess when she was on her period, or whenever, like, I guess I came too fast. I don't know, my nigga. Whenever something happened, she was just like, oh, so you're gonna go chill with this bitch, and you're gonna be in there long. I'll go inside. I might be inside with you for like a good 10 minutes. She thought we fucked like 7 times already. I'm like, my nigga, you know that's not even true. I can't even fuck that long. You feel me? Like, you know, just being silly. And that turned into like every day. So I couldn't fight that. And then it would be nasty because it would be like, I hate that. Like, stop saying I'm sorry for the same shit you forgave me for 24 hours ago. Show me change behavior. So it would be shit like that. And then I would get mad. I would just be like, fuck it. And I would go come visit you. And that's when we were going through our own little sexual, like
so that was down the line though, right? This was months later. You were with her
years
for a good
later.
No, you were with her for a good 6, 7, 8 months.
We were together for years, man.
Alright, whatever. You can stick to your story.
I was with her for 4 years.
You
exactly.
were not. You started no. It was not 4 years. When we moved here, what?
How long did I have the Acura for?
I don't remember. Wait,
a year and a half.
You started chilling with her like around when Karma was born. You have kids. Around when Karma was born. So let's say it was like January 2015, right? January 2015. January 2018, you were all we moved. No, you left her. That's when you gave the Acura back. So you were with her. Who cares how long you were with her? Okay, you were with her for 4 years.
3, 4 years.
Kevin says 3, 4. I say 2.5, 3 years.
I was with her for a couple of years, and everything was good. I swear, everything was good. I thought this was gonna be like I thought I was gonna get divorced. And I was gonna marry this girl, have kids with her. My family was dope. Her vibe, her spirit. You're a dope ass person, and you know that. You know what I mean? But then a lot of shit changed. I stopped smoking weed for some reason, and I started drinking a little bit more. So I guess she didn't like my drunkenness, Kev. When I'm drunk, I bug the fuck out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with this shit. Okay, so okay, so I'm gonna say the way I see it, right? Because the way you lived it and experienced it is one way, and then the way I see it is another way. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the way I interpret it. I feel like she was a great vibe at first, right? But everybody came to their senses at one point. Because now that you mentioned that, I remember a point where this was a time where you were wearing that Mermont literally every day with those sweatpants. Remember that? Maybe.
So I think at that point, it was a dark ass point that like you had a honeymoon stage and then shit started to go south.
Okay.
And that's when you were doing like it was literally every day you were wearing a Mermont with the same sweatpants. And in all the pictures you had with her, you got like your eyes were sunken and it was just like you looked dead.
I was on Molly.
Yes.
That was the Molly phase of my life. I would do Molly every other day, every weekend for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I was done.
Okay.
She wouldn't.
Right. Of course she wouldn't. She's a good girl.
She
really got. I feel bad for her sometimes. She really got trapped in some shit. You know.
I mean, do I feel
she
bad?
She had a good time, but she really got she really got trapped in some shit.
Because I think she had a great time. Like sexually, she felt what she was supposed to feel. Emotionally, she felt the love that I gave her because I'm a really loving person. You know that.
Yeah.
You know, I like to be left alone, but I'm really loving at the end of the day. You know, she fulfilled her need for having a man and shit because I might not be like a manly man, but I'm a man. You feel me? I'm real macho.
Wait, so I have a question, right? Were you paying a lot of?
No, that was all 50-50, baby.
It was all 50-50.
Yeah.
I do know that because one time y'all took Elias to the movies, and of course you know me, and Elias told me that she paid for the movies or some shit. And I remember the first time Elias told me she slept there. No, you slept. I think you slept with Elias and she slept on the floor or on the couch or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what Elias told me.
I'm a good person.
So I was like, wow, this girl's real serious. She actually sleeps on the floor or some shit.
So what do you mean? Your thought date you would have slept with the nigga?
Hell yeah. Elias had his own room. I'm not a thot. I had an apartment. Elias had his own room. He slept in his own room.
Wow.
Stop. So, okay, so then You guys were great. It was perfect. You
Yeah.
were gonna live with her forever.
Yeah. So I thought everything was good. Man, I don't have no negative things to say about her other than when her personality changed. Well, hold on. I'm not gonna say that. Check it out. So I'm an avid smoker. I love to smoke weed. If you don't know me, I love to smoke weed. You know, I'm pretty sure I always got weed on me. What I'm saying is, I stopped smoking. I don't know for what reason. I'm not sure, but I stopped smoking for a time in my life, and I started drinking a lot and a lot of pill popping with the MDMA. That was my shit. You know what I mean? That's my drug of choice as of now. Full disclosure. And so that's all I was doing at the time. And I guess she didn't like the way I was when I was drunk, but she was digging the MDMA way. And I think I can understand me. I think I get a little bit too aggressive, and you know, I might. So I think that's probably what it was, and then she changed up. She used to be the drinker and this and that, and she stopped drinking, and I don't like that. I didn't like that about her, so I was losing interest in her already because she was sober, and I was we tore up and like you're sober. That's like you, but like at least like we know that's not what you're about. You know, you'll drink with me, you'll get lit with me, but we know that's not like we know that's not your thing. That was her thing. So then that happened, so I really had like a bad taste in my mouth, and then it would just be like she wouldn't. Whenever she would like, oh, okay, fine, so what? Just like your nigga would do. Oh, so what, you want to go back to that? You want to do this? You want, like, it would, like, she used all my words against me, and it just didn't. At the end, it was just like, you reminded me of how great my wife is, and we just go back there. You feel
Alright.
me? Period.
Okay, so I remember one time. This was when when you started coming around more. You started coming. This is probably what you're talking about. So you started coming.
I remember coming around you more when it started snowing.
Yeah, there was a big snowstorm. So I remember you were coming around. You would never sleep over, but you would come around. You would kick it. You would sleep. You would stay there for a little while. This is when I started doing your hair again. She got mad about that because I remember you were. Oh, it was the ponytail. It was a merma and the ponytail. So you remember that? You weren't. Yeah, you never got your hair braided. You got your hair braided one time, and I think she did it, and it was like, it wasn't what you were used to, I guess.
Yeah.
So I did your hair one time, and I remember that got her mad because I made a post on Instagram about that, and she posted some shit about on Instagram too.
Bro, you be fucking me up, bro.
So I posted and she posted some shit. So we honestly, it was a little bit of an Instagram war. Maria was like, "Yo, you need to cut it out because you're giving her the time of day."
Thanks.
So I think I started. So I remember that happened. No. So what was I saying? What was I saying?
You didn't want to give the time of day on
Oh,
Instagram.
so but I kind of subliminally posted, but I watched a lot of pictures. Like she was always posting shit, always posting.
Always posting like shit like what?
About y'all being together.
But I'm not a photogenic dude. I'm ugly.
That's why most of your pictures were when you were fucking either high, drunk, or like drugged out.
That's hilarious.
And Maria pointed that out to me. Like in all your pictures, you were like smiling, but Maria's like, "Yo, Lenny, like really look at the picture. He looks dead inside." He looks dead inside.
So she picture out that I look like what? Like what does that even look like though? Like did I look like shit?
Yeah, you did. Your eyes were like.
So do you think this girl was like infatuated with what? If I look like shit.
So okay, so at this point.
And she was sober.
At this point, I was very, very heavy into God. Like I was reading my Bible every day, and I kind of want to get back to it.
That's so stupid to me. I hate
but
that.
I was really into
I hate that so much. God, I don't mean this. I swear, it's nothing against you. Just that's not the type of wife I want to have. The bitch would be reading the Bible every day.
I was literally
running around talking about John 3:16. Bitch, shut the fuck up and go to sleep, nigga. What are you
Romans
talking
12, not John 3:16. So the way that spiritually I explained the situation was that the devil had a real big hold on her, right? And it was he had a hold. The devil energy.
Am I the devil?
The
what the fuck?
No, not you, but no, like the the negativity had a really big hold on you and on her. So that's why you guys were. There was a soul tie. Soul tie is not only religious, but there was a soul tie. The minute you had sex with her and you made that promise that you were gonna do to me the same thing I did to you, that was literally like a bond. It was a contract. It was a contract.
I don't respect what you're saying.
But you understand it?
But I understand the fuck out of it. You're making it make sense. But I don't respect it though.
Okay, so that's the way I interpreted what was happening, right? So she's in. It doesn't matter what you did, Kevin. I think she would have rolled out for you. You know what I'm saying? It does not matter. That's why when you left her, there was one point where you left her. I remember she was like, "Yo, I paid my TV off, or I paid some shit off. I'm gonna have money again. I can start giving you money." Like, she would have done anything. So I don't.
So it wasn't because of my penis.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
The way
what is my penis? Guys, sex with my husband, Bill. Can you please so my penis can mean something out here in these streets?
You funny, babe. So that's why I say that y'all relationship it felt great at the time, but it wasn't real. Like, it wasn't like.
Can I say the same thing about yours?
Absolutely.
Your affair? It was a soul tie.
Yes, and that's why it was so hard to break it off. That's why I had to go to extreme measures to break it off. It was a soul tie. Yes, you did, babe. You left her one time and you ended up getting back with her because she wouldn't leave you alone and you wouldn't leave her alone. That means y'all weren't ready to be left. That weren't ready to leave each other.
My nigga, I didn't seek for Jesus Christ for that. I said
extreme measures, not Jesus. It's not all extreme measures are God. Silly.
But what I'm saying is, like, in my opinion, I don't think I seek extreme measures. I just said, like, yo, I wanna fucking have my kids know.
Yeah, but that didn't. So I don't know if you remember it like this, but you broke up with her one time, right? And you broke up with her one time, and you left where you were living at, and this was the same time where you got selected for the lottery houses, right? And this was when your lease was up for the apartment, and like, you guys broke up on good terms. You never got that apartment, so you moved into my mom's house.
Okay.
You remember that?
Maybe.
So at this point, I think you kind of said, that's probably when you said, yo, I want to be with my kids more, or some shit, right? And in her head, and I think she said it, she's like, yo, we are not breaking up. Because she moved to her brother's house up the block, right? Is this the time you're talking about?
I don't know, but keep going.
So she moved to her brother's house up the block to be close to you, because in her head, she didn't register that y'all were over. You thought you guys were over. You thought you broke up with her. But in her head, it was like...
Is that the age gap, or is that the soul tie?
That was a soul tie.
You don't... because you think I'm her age really at that time, right?
Probably, yeah. But she...
What is that called?
It was the soul tie. Your cognitive wasn't developed. I don't know. Like, she thought y'all were broke. No, you wanted to leave her. It was your nice way of saying it's over. But in her head, she said it. I remember her texting some shit. She's like, no, we didn't break up. You don't remember, like, y'all were moved out or some shit? Somebody helped her move all her shit. I don't think you helped her. Yeah, you didn't help her. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you're conflicted about breakups. So when your lease ended, y'all moved out, you took all your shit, you came back to my mom's house, and then she went to her brother's house, which was up the block, and you guys were not together, but y'all was talking and communicating and everything. And that's when me and you were trying to make it work, right? We were trying to make it work, but it was hard because you were literally on the phone with her, texting her all day, every day. So I had to stand through that. So what do you have to say about that time? Anything?
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think,
I think it was really hard for me to not get rid of her, but break up with her because
everything was going so good, right?
Yeah, everything was going so good, and, honestly, the only reason why we broke up is because, like, I wanted to make this shit work with you because it would have worked. You're probably right. Like, am I 100% about that? No, but I think I would have done anything and she would have rolled past by that shit. But because the soul tie was pretty damn powerful. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it was timing. It was a lot. You know.
You don't think you damaged her?
I think that I can have a conversation with her. It'll take a bunch of like.
And say what?
Just like, yo, my bad for being dishonest with you. I'm sorry for leading you on. But I honestly thought me and you were going to work. I thought me and you were going to be it. I'm sorry that you had an abortion, but I think the abortion was the best thing for both of us because you needed to finish school. Because if we didn't work out, you would have had this baby, and I would have been on child support. Your life would have been a little bit silly. Now your life is probably a lot better than what it was when it was with me. Whether you were in love or not, your life is fire now. I know it is. You know what I mean? I don't look at your Instagram page anymore. I used to when I moved out to Texas. I got caught one time. You know what I mean? I used to, and I wanted to talk to you. I called her maybe 2 times. Yeah, just to say yo, you good? And she never picked up my phone call, and but I mean, do I think you're damaged? I think you are damaged because personally, I thought you were in love with me. Damaged because it didn't go the way you wanted it to, and you're very spoiled. You're a spoiled brat, you know that. And because it didn't go the way you wanted to, that shit fucked you up. But
do you think there was, so obviously probably when everything was great, but do you think she knew at one point like, yo, I'm gonna keep fighting, but I know this is not gonna end the way I want it to end?
I don't think so. She's very headstrong. And she's not delusional. She's not, but she's super stubborn. I don't know what the word to excel stubborn is, but she's super stubborn, and basically she thought she was gonna win. I mean, I don't think she's damaged.
You don't think it ruined her? What happened? No.
I think it just fucked maybe her year up. Her COVID year happened to her 4 years ago.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That was funny as shit.
That I hurt myself?
Because you rammed it. Yeah, her COVID year happened 4 years ago for her. She was ahead of her time. But I'm pretty sure she's under control now because, let's say I ran her debt up. She has both her parents involved. And her sister, they got money. You know what I mean?
So she'll always be good.
Yeah, I think I was just an accessory to her. To me, she was the main prize. You feel me? I was just an accessory to her. She was just trying to just hold me up, which I appreciate. You have to appreciate it too.
Why do I have to appreciate it?
Because I could have all right. Now let's not get ahead of yourself. If I would have I could have fucked my life up and been homeless.
By choice, you had a wife and you had a mom.
But okay, my mom hurt my feelings. Right? Obviously, we know my mom hurt my feelings. We can talk about that in the next episode. And then my wife, she's over here smashing other dudes. It's why would I want to fuck with you for? I don't kiss you to this day. You know what I mean? I don't want to kiss you to this day. There's things I don't want to do because you were doing with the next nigga. Right? Does it make any sense to you? It's different to you. It's different from a female to a guy because a guy can nut off or anything. He can pee anywhere, right? But a girl, when she takes it on her face or she swallows it, is way different. Come on now, right? It's not the same thing. So that means that you invited. That means you with it. Niggas to us is what? My bad, I nutted inside, or let me nut over your pussy. Let me nut in your back. Let me nut your titties. Let me nut your face and your mouth. Girls can be like, nah. Or they can be like, you feel me? And it's disgusting and it makes me feel some type of way that you were like, you feel me? So that kind of ruins me inside. So if that hurts, if we're looking for where Kevin is hurt at, that's where Kevin is hurt at.
Right.
You feel me?
All right, so I think that was the first part of, correct me if I'm wrong, that was the first part of his affair. I think his affair was twofold.
What do you mean? How?
Because, like I said, there was your the beginning of it where y'all was living together, and then you try to break up with her and she wouldn't take it, and then the second part of it was after you moved back to my mom's house.
How was that an affair?
Because you went back with her. 2-part to the affair. It was the first time where they moved in together. Everything was great. He tried to break up with her, and like he said, he wanted to spend more time with his kids. So he moved back to my mom's house. And after that was when him and I were together. But they weren't necessarily together, but they was communicating every day. In him spending time with me, being home with me, taking care of everything, that's when Quest was conceived.
You know what? She one of the reasons why I couldn't respect it is because she didn't understand that part of my life. Like, what do you mean moving out to be with your kids? Be with me type shit.
Of course.
Well, what do you mean?
She was young, babe, and she caught you at, and that's why I don't respect. No, I get the fact that she was such a jolly, happy person for you because you needed that.
Yeah.
But that's why she could have been what is this guy's name? The gay guy. The gay guy that went to 237. His sister was Chi-Chi's like that, right?
Yeah.
Right?
He's
Like
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like
He's never that. He might be going through the worst thing in his world, but he's always.
that's what I'm right.
Yeah.
So you would. So that's why it wasn't that she was a special person. She just had that spirit like Chi-Chi. Like you could
She's a
have.
special person, babe.
You could have replaced.
No, that's for
you
you.
could have replaced her with Chi-Chi, right? Because you needed.
No, I don't want Chi-Chi to suck my dick ever.
Anybody can suck your dick, babe.
Not Chi-Chi. Not a
Any
man.
female can suck your dick.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
But she wasn't special because she could suck your dick. She was special because of her high spirits.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
So anybody can replace
Yes.
her high spirits. She wasn't wifely. She didn't cook every night. You didn't have a
She didn't know how to cook.
She didn't know how to. Y'all ate out every single day, or a lot. I don't know.
A lot. Because she didn't know how to cook. She had no idea how to cook.
She didn't know how to cook. She wasn't wifely, so she
But
couldn't.
you know what? I want it to seem like we're bashing anyone. We're not bad. We're calling what we see it. So I'm gonna like uplift it a little bit because I don't think you're bashing. You're calling it what it is too.
Right.
I'm gonna uplift it. It's like she didn't know how to cook. She didn't know how to do that, but she tried. Which made me like kind of like.
Of course, because she was so infatuated, she had to do.
Infatuated by what? What do you mean? Like
she was
what,
so.
What's she infatuated? Like I'm just a regular small dick dude.
She was so She was, and it could have been
anybody.
I wouldn't say anybody, but she was so strung out, right?
On what, the penis, right?
The penis, babe. Probably because she was so strung out that she at this point had to do anything she needed to do, right, to make sure she was the best she could be, so you can stay with her, right? No. And again, you're right. I'm not bashing her. I like none of it at all. No bashing, nothing. Not at all. Like
no, I don't.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It was what it was.
Yeah.
But I'm always gonna give you my perspective. Is my perspective biased? Of course. Of course. I have no positive sentiments, emotions about this girl. I feel so bad for her. I think that, you know, there was she could have cut it off after at some point, she whatever it was. But
why would she though? Just that was her property. She's very like territorial.
That's what I'm saying. She's so that's what I'm saying. Like those are great. I mean, are those really qualities that you're looking for, right? Like
no.
That's what I'm saying.
I could not domesticate that relationship because I'll go to jail again. I don't like that clingy shit. You're not clingy. You used to be.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm not bashing it. I think she's a great person. There's a lot of people like that. You know, like I'm not like that. I'm not
anymore.
I'm not. No.
Clingy.
No. I'm talking about high spirited.
You've never been like that.
I'm not. No, I'm fucking dull. I don't listen to music when I jog. I mean, like like I said, it's not bashing. It's of course giving it my perspective. Of course, I am biased because this girl had an affair with her. What do you want me to? I'm not. There's nothing positive about her.
Yeah.
In my fucking eyes, like.
Right.
But yeah, so that was the first stint of the relationship. There was another stint, which was when Quest comes in, and I think that Quest coming in will describe the next part of your relationship with her, because your relationship is twofold.
Stay tuned for the next episode of the Full Disclosure on YouTube on the Abuelo brand. Thank you so much, guys.